So here's a little Moto-Blog that kind of funny, but interesting in a way too. So reason that made me think about this was how dirty my high-vis jacket is getting, especially in certain areas where I guess the wind turbulates. Years ago, I flew out to New York to meet a guy and ride with him in the field to accounts and you know, help the technician teams out there get a little more proficient in servicing our laser printers. So anyway, he lived in Long Island, so he told me to stay in a hotel in Long Island. Don't rent a car, of course, you know. Another car in Manhattan would just be a pain in the neck. And so I stayed in Long Island, and he picked me up in the morning. Anyway, traffic, you know, going over the bridge. And we were just sitting there, and he looks over at me, he says, "Where does all the rubber go?" And I'm like, you know, I was probably about 26, 27 at the time. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about, you know? And I'm like, huh? He goes, "Where does all the rubber go?" And I'm like, I don't get it. He goes, well, think about it. All these cars all have to get new tires, you know, whatever mileage, and where does all the rubber go? He goes, you don't see it on the road, you don't see it everywhere, there's not piles of it everywhere, but obviously there's, you know, tons and tons of rubber going somewhere. And I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe it just breaks down and goes in the air. You know, when it rains, it washes down the gutters. You know, something like that. And, you know, it kind of ended the conversation. But I do have to tell you, and this is regarding dirt, at least for me on these freeways with all these cars. I don't know if it's the rubber, and very well could be, or also, you know, exhaust, which I kind of doubt in this day and age with California and catalytic converters. You know, on a side note on that, I recently got my car smogged, and I was worried about, you know, it's got 140,000 miles on it, and I was a little worried whether it was going to pass. And the guy said, you know, these new cars with these catalytic converters and emissions, said the old days of pulling your car in the garage and letting the car run to kill you, he says, you can't do it. There's not enough monoxide being produced, blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what he said. But, yeah, as far as pollution from smog, from exhaust, I don't think that that's what I'm seeing on me. I'm seeing dirt. And, yeah, it's probably the rubber. And I got to tell you, man, just, you know, I commute in 4 days a week, not 5. And by the end of the week, the backside of my windshield, you know, from the air coming around and circulating, is just filthy with black stuff. You know, if I use a white paper towel and some cleaner made for plexiglass, motorcycle glass cleaner, the black stuff just comes off. Same thing with the backside of my helmet visor. I tend to like to keep my helmet visor cracked if I'm stuck in traffic, get a little more air in my helmet. So I'll just leave it one click cracked, and I guess that's allowing the dirt in. But my God, it's unbelievable the amount of black shit buildup, even on my mirrors, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, I see a lot of half-helmet Harley guys and whatnot wearing a scarf over their mouth. I'm almost thinking, you know, if that's getting on the back of my windshield and my helmet, you know, I'm almost thinking I'm breathing that crap too, which obviously I am, that black crap. And so I'm thinking of getting something to wear over my nose and mouth so that I'm not breathing this black crap. Because I'll tell you, since I started riding this thing to work 2 years ago, I have had from time to time a cough, you know, for no reason. You know, especially when I lay down, I'll get a cough, kind of like, you know, post-nasal drip. So there's shit in my nose, basically, pardon my French, there's crap in my nose, that runs down the back of your throat, and it's got that black crap in it. Seriously, I'm thinking that's what's making me have those coughs when I'm laying down, you know, watching TV after riding, getting home from work, or when I go to bed, and your sinuses start draining. So anyway, I just thought I'd talk about this because I'm beginning to wonder whether this black shit is that, and certainly I'm breathing it. I'm certainly seeing it when I clean it off. And look at my jacket after 2 years. I mean, it's got black shit all over it. Anyway, just some little blog about where does it go.